Welcome. I'm Erin Cremone. I'm the principal here at South Fayette Middle School and also here on the call.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kevin Maurer, Associate Principal at the middle school.
And welcome to our PAC meeting for the third quarter. It's hard to believe that we're already midway through March, almost done with our third quarter. But we're very happy to have you here with us today. And we're just going to go through some of the things that are happening here at the middle school, some changes that we've made, and some upcoming meetings, celebrations, and calendar items that you could be aware of. So the first thing that we wanted to highlight was the middle school musical. The musical took place last week, and we had over 100 student participants. The fifth grade students came over to watch the full show, and it was just such a wonderful performance. All of our students who were involved on stage and behind the scenes, our student producers, our stage crew, everybody. It really truly is a student-run production. It's under the direction of Mrs. Horzempa, Mr. Picozzi, Mrs. Clayton, and Mr. and Mrs. Wazenager, but the students are the ones who really were able to shine. It was a SpongeBob the musical, and the students really just did an excellent job. Fifth grade students who came to watch it had rave reviews, so it was just really a great opportunity for our students to showcase their talents.
Next item that we wanted to share with everyone is our new Minga Digital Hall Pass. If you haven't already heard from your child, it is the buzz in our school. This is really the new age of hall passes. And so with this digital version of the traditional paper hall pass, it really has allowed for our school to kind of have a system of passes for the hallways, and also if students need to make up tests, get help with content, etc. It just allows our teachers to communicate with students, to create passes. The students have been creating their own passes on their own one-to-one devices. The high school is also taking part in this digital hall pass. So for the remainder of this year, the middle school and high school will be taking part in the new Minga Digital Hall Pass system. Also, in addition to those resources or beneficial aspects of the program, it also increases that level of safety that is always a priority for us. Us as principals, our counselors, our admin assistants have access to the digital hall passes. We know, as well as our nurse, which students are using a hall pass or are not, where in the classroom where they are to be in the schedule. So it does help us just with accountability and knowing where students are at all times in our school, which has really helped just to again systemize that process. And it also has a feature where we can kind of avoid that overcrowding restrooms that occurs sometimes, and in hallways at our printers that we have throughout the school where students can print. It is allowed for students to not be standing in lines in these various spaces and aspects, as well as the library. So we feel that it's a welcome tool, and it's something that is bringing us into the new age of hall passes. Gone are the days of paper pencil.
The next thing we wanted to highlight is this month of March is Women's History Month. We're calling it Herstory Month. And each grade level has lessons that they will be going through with their teachers regarding women's history. So in sixth grade, it's Young Women Making a Difference. In seventh grade, it's Women in Science. And in eighth grade, it's Women Activists Changing America. So they will be walking through those different lessons, and really learning about the women in history who have made a difference. And they'll be doing that in different classes. Some of them are doing it as a team. Some of them are doing it in an activity period. And some students are doing it during like a social studies class. But every student in every grade level will have an opportunity to learn more about the women who made a difference in our history as we celebrate Women's History Month. Here, nationally and here at South Fayette.
It's also this time of year that we start discussing the scheduling process as we get ready for the next school year. And your child may have already been called down to the counseling office. And if they have not yet, they probably will be by the end of this week. Our counselors have been busy meeting with students, our eighth graders, to talk about course selections for the high school. And this is a great conversation to have with your child. So even after today, after hearing about this, just having that conversation. We are starting those here in the school, so it's good to have those at home as well. But detailed information regarding the scheduling for all of our students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade will be sent at the end of April. But our 8th graders, the course selections will be open on March 18th. So a little bit quicker for timeline for those 8th grade students, just because there is a lot that goes into getting them ready for that transition to high school. So high school schedules are released in the summer. However, the process gets started now. Now, our 7th graders they have a little bit less choices to make with staying in our own building. Music selections will be made for the rotations for the school year. And then also in 8th grade, our 7th graders have an opportunity to enroll in our pre-AP ELA and pre-AP history courses. There is a process for those. It requires an assessment and qualification. That assessment is given in May, but we like to get that ball rolling a little sooner too, so we know which students will be looking to try to qualify for those courses in 8th grade. And then for our 6th graders, again, it's a little bit even less. Music selections will be made for the school year, and those students will just need to decide which performing ensemble or the general music course that they will take for the following year. Their world language would stay the same.
Sorry about that. I went a little far ahead. Celebration of Excellence this year for the district is being held on Thursday, April 18th. Our 6th and 7th grade students and families are invited to come to the middle school. For 6th and 7th grade, we are going to be focusing on the portrait of a lion learner. And those are our 7 traits that we hope that every student who leaves South Fayette School District, when they leave here and while they are here, these are what we hope a lion learner will have. And so we're hoping all of our lion learners will be community builders, curious and critical thinkers, compelling communicators, continuous learners, courageous seekers, compassionate and productive leaders, and a collaborative contributor. So as you visit the school, the middle school on April 18th, you'll have an opportunity to visit your child's different classrooms and meet different teachers. And we will highlight all of those traits that your child has in each of those spaces. So really focusing on that portrait of a lion learner for our 6th and 7th grade students. The 8th graders have a different unique opportunity. The 8th graders have the opportunity to go to the high school for Celebration of Excellence. And this is really a great opportunity for the students and families of 8th graders to learn about different clubs, activities that are available to students as they transition to the high school. Also for our 8th grade students, it's a great opportunity to learn more about each of the departments and the different pathways, because as Dr. Maurer had mentioned, students moving into the high school have more choices and more opportunities and more options as they move through our system. So the Celebration of Excellence, they will have an opportunity to see some of the outputs of the different classes that they have the opportunity to be a part of as they move through the high school. So the 8th grade focus is really on that transition and what the opportunities are that are available to our 8th graders as they move on to high school.
Next month, our students will be taking part in the state standardized assessments and Keystone exams if they are in the algebra course. But on April 23rd and 24th, all of our students will be taking part in the PSSA ELA assessments. And on April 30th and May 1st, our students will take the PSSA math assessments. Our 8th grade students will be taking the PSSA science assessments on May 2nd and May 3rd. And then for students enrolled in our Algebra 1 course in the middle school, we'll be taking the Keystone exams on May 23rd and May 24th. We will be sending more information and details regarding just what we usually send it every year, the annual kind of PSSA preparation email, just healthy habits, study, habits, but also getting a good night's sleep, healthy breakfast in the morning, those type of things. We'll be sending that information out to families shortly. Our staff will be taking part in their annual training of administering the exam. So if there are any updates, we'll include those as well for families, but that will be forthcoming.
Something that we all look forward to every spring are our spring concerts. This year, the band has decided to do something brand new, something very unique, and we're really excited about it and wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of it. They're calling it the Bandorama, and it's the middle school and high school bands they're coming together for a concert at the high school theater at 7 p.m. on May 2nd. So if you have the opportunity to mark your calendars, this is the first inaugural, and they're hoping that this becomes an annual event. They have some really cool things planned for that evening. And so even if your student's not in the band, it will be a great evening of music and collaboration and really just celebrating all of the talents of our students in middle and high school. Another great concert to attend would be the middle school orchestra concert, and that's at the middle school auditorium at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, May 7th. And then on Thursday, May 16th is our chorus concert, and that's in the high school theater. And that concert will follow the same format as it's been following for the past few years, where sixth grade will start at 6, seventh grade at 7, and eighth grade at 8. That way, every grade level gets an opportunity to celebrate each other and to have the opportunity to watch each other's concerts. So we wanted to just make you aware of all of those upcoming events.
Another popular spring event that's upcoming is our annual school-wide kickball tournament on May 13th. This is a wildly popular event for our middle schoolers, and it just is another one of those events that makes the middle school experience unique. It's a nice end of the year activity for our students, just to celebrate middle school, what being a middle school student is, and just have a fun day, that field day experience for them. Each grade level will compete in this kickball bracket, tournament bracket, throughout the day. And when they're not playing kickball, they'll be engaged in other activities that are just fun, social time with their peers, giving them, again, that experience in middle school that just is unique, including chalk art. We'll have Kona Ice that day. We'll have some relay races going on and yard games. And also shout out to our student council and Mrs. Hendel, our sponsor, and Mrs. Kent of the student council this year, and all the support they have given us through that activity. So we are looking forward to that event on May 13th.
Another program that we have for our eighth grade students as they transition to high school is our Ascend program. This program happens during the school day, and it is really a great opportunity for students in eighth grade to learn more about the high school, but also to engage in team building and positive peer activities with high school students. We have found that while we as adults love to impart our knowledge onto students, sometimes it just hits different and hits harder and better when it comes from their peers who are just a few years older than them. So high school students will be taking middle school eighth graders on tours of the high school building. They'll do panel discussions where students can ask anything from, what do we do at lunchtime, to what do I wear to homecoming dance, to what's it like taking an honors class. So they'll be available to answer all of those questions for our students. We'll have them engaging in different activities. We'll have a couple speakers coming in. We had some really positive feedback last year from this program where students just felt a little bit more comfortable about transitioning into the high school after having spoken with some of their high school peers. So that program will take place on May 29th during the school day.
So our eighth grade team has been planning a field trip to Topgolf. They went last year and had a blast, and they wanted to, again, create that experience for our eighth grade students again this year. So the end of the year, just a way to wrap up the year and have a good time. On June 3rd, the grade level will be traveling just down the hill to Topgolf taking part in some golfing and having lunch together. So something to look forward to for our 8th graders. And then for our 7th graders, they'll be taking part in a bowling field trip at Paradise Island Bowl on Neville Island, correct? Yeah, Neville Island. Students will be taking part in bowling. There's an arcade, snacks, socializing. Again, just one of those fun end of the year reward field trips for our 7th grade students, celebrate another successful year in our middle school. This will take place 2 different trips. 7th grade the team will be communicating those, but they will occur on May 31st and June 3rd. Different mini teams taking part in that. And similarly, 6th grade taking a couple trips. This is a big one. This is a big experience for our middle school, one that we've had for years now, and just one of those trips that we hear from students who have gone through our middle school, high school, and beyond, and have talked about their experience, their time, their memories from Camp Conakry, the 6th grade camping trip. So our first trip, students that are taking part in the first trip will go from May 22nd to May 24th. And then the second half of the grade level will be attending Camp Conakry on May 29th to May 31st. And throughout that camping trip, they will take part in archery, boating, fishing, different challenges, obstacle courses, rock climbing, zip lining, a lot of different fun recreational games take place, and just a lot of learning, reflection, and those type of things happen there as well. There's also some really neat nature experiences and those type of things that happen. And our students also take part in just kind of family meal, like just feeling meals in the camp dining hall with their classmates and their teachers, and the campfires, everything that makes camping and fun. And I think our students, this is one of those aspects where they're out of the classroom and they're with their classmates and their teachers in a totally different environment, and it just makes for a great trip. So we're looking forward to providing this trip for our 6th grade students and our family, our parent chaperones and guardian chaperones that are attending. Those happy campers are always fun to work with too. So looking forward to those trips this spring.
And just some other upcoming events that we wanted to just put on your radar and put on your calendar. And I did want to make a comment. We definitely had a typo. It's May 29th through 31st, not 39th. But so upcoming to the end of Q3 is on March 21st. So again, it's hard to believe that's where we are in the school year. There's no school for students then on that Friday, March 22nd. On March 27th, that's the start of spring break, but that evening is our annual Battle of the Buildings. And that's where we compete against the elementary school, the intermediate school, and the high school. Really just all in fun and games to have bragging rights over who won the most competitions. And it also raises money for Minithon. So any concessions, 50-50 raffles, the event itself is free, but any money that would be spent there goes directly towards Minithon. And then on April 8th, you should have received a communication from the district regarding the half day. So April 8th will be a half day early dismissal for students. And that decision was made based upon there's going to be a solar eclipse right during the time that our students would have been getting dismissed. And that would be the most dangerous time for them to, if they were to look at the sun. So as a district, it was decided that we would be doing a half day for students that day, an early dismissal. Our students have the day off on April 10th, and that's for senior exit interviews. And then another half day for the celebration of excellence that we spoke about. And then in no school, the day after celebration of excellence, that's a staff development day. And then as we had discussed, the PSSA ELAs are coming up in April. April 25th is Take Your Child to Work Day. So if anyone would like to take their child to their place of employment, they are welcome to do so. We will be sending out a form to fill out as an absentee form for the students who are, and it would be an excused absence from school for any child who would like to attend work with their parent or guardian. And then we have our monthly 2-hour late start on April 29th, and then PSSA math and then PSSA science coming up towards the end of April and into May. So as you can tell, we have a very jam-packed spring, but so many wonderful events coming up for our students, ways to celebrate our 8th graders moving on, our 6th and 7th graders for a great year. And it's truly is hard to believe that we are here right now. March 27th is a school. There was a question in there. March 27th is a school day. March 28th, I should put March 28th is the first day of spring break. Yeah. So students do have a full day on March 27th. No problem. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, as we always do, we like to put up our social media platforms. Just if you aren't following us yet on our social media, please do, because it is a great place to learn about what's happening in middle school. We know as middle school administrators that a lot of times you're hearing nothing's going on here, or you don't really hear a lot of details about the middle school. But that's why we try to tear down the walls and kind of build some windows through our social media platforms, just to highlight what's going on, and also through our school website. Also, if you have not been receiving the weekly Green Scene or the weekly announcements coming from our middle school, we did make some changes that we communicated just shortly after winter break. Hopefully everyone is getting those new communication pathways. We were hoping that has streamlined communications and has allowed our families to just get all the information in one spot instead of a billion different emails from the school district. So we're hoping that has been a successful change or a welcome change. If you are not receiving, or you don't feel like you're receiving those, please reach out and let us know, and we can get that or help you get that fixed. So please let us know. But if you're not following, please follow us on Instagram, on X right now. We have 2 different places, and also on our Facebook. Our district page has a Facebook page, and a lot of times they're highlighting great things that are happening in the middle school in there as well.
And our next Parent Advisory Council meeting will be on May 1st at 9 a.m. We're going to be inviting our 5th grade parents to this as well. This is an annual thing that we do for the final meeting of the year. And this is just an opportunity for middle school to share the middle school parent perspective. So if you're attending next time, we will go through a lot of the scheduling for 5th grade and looking into what the 5th grade students are going to experience as for the parents and for the students as middle schoolers. But also this is a great way to connect with current middle school parents. So as you're thinking about the next meeting, thinking about like what I wish I knew as coming in as a middle school parent, we'll have some question and answer sessions. And we have found that it's really a nice way too for parents to connect, though virtually, to connect and just share some experiences and share, as a parent of an incoming 6th grader, what I wish I had known then that I know now. So if you are inclined to help along some of your fellow parents, that would be a great way to help out at that next meeting.